Hey guys, Sunny here with some Heroes of the Storm action for you. Sorry it has been so long. That is due in a bit to studying for the GRE and the Physics GRE, along with a little bit of spending time with some family. So, I can't get rid of these things in the middle of the screen. I've tried a few times to do it, so hopefully they're not too distracting. And let's take a look at our teams. We have Azmodan, Abathur, Zeratul, Uther, and Nova. I should preface this by saying this is a quick match game that I played. We have Tassadar, Murky, Johanna, Azmodan, and Jaina on my team. So just at first glance, the enemy team is much better set up than ours. They have two extremely high burst assassins going into our Jaina, who's really our only assassin right there. So that will be something to watch out for. And I actually wanted to put this game up to kind of show different ways that the game can be played. See, Jaina is already taking a little bit of damage, and we are pushing the top lane in. There's the enemy Azmodan with his taste for blood, so we are stacking against each other at the moment. Let's see who's doing better. Current bonus damage 0, current bonus damage 4, so I do have a little bit more for that. There's Uther on the bottom, fighting with Murky. And that is the one other thing for these teams that is a little bit off. You can see they have an Uther, an actual healer. My team is kind of stuck with the Tassadar, who, while he is a great hero, cannot do nearly the amount of healing. Tassadar, if you don't want to check on this, 4, and for our Azmodan, also 4, so I haven't picked up any bonuses since then. Bot lane, Murky's doing alright in a 2v1 situation, managed to not get killed by Zeratul as he came down. Nova coming out trying to pick off a couple of shots here. Both teams laning fairly simply. There's Jaina overextended, and that might end up killing her. No, she lives through that, although at half health, and this is what I mean with Jaina not able to get her well up, and with no other healer, Jaina will go down right there for first blood, and here the Immortals are coming up. I need to run. I'm going to die here any second now, especially if Zeratul blinks forward, which he does, and thankfully Johanna's there to peel him off. So we have 8 bonus damage for red Azmodan. Blue Azmodan is at 6 bonus damage. So here's both teams pushing in, and this team fight in the mid might happen here any second now. We see Uther pushing forward, taking a little bit of damage here and there. Blue Azmodan actually just wailing on the red Immortal. This is not going very well for the red team. They're losing this Immortal fight, although they are defending fairly well, so that should even things up in a big way. Johanna running backwards. But still, they're just losing HP left and right. You can see everyone on the red team is about half HP up here at the top. And whereas Zeratul's the only one for the blue who's even kind of remotely hurt. And with Uther, I know he's not the greatest AoE healer, but he does do a little bit here and there, especially with his W ability. Fires out that little in a line, does damage to enemies, and heals opponents. Murky doing a great job of doing damage to the enemy Immortal down here, to the blue Immortal. You can see this is what I was talking about. Holy Radiance, especially with increasing the width and length, does even more AoE damage. Looks like Jaina's going to go down. It's going to be very close. Misses the dunk on her, so that does help her get away alive. Uther and Murky still trying to duke it out. The Immortals have finally reset towards the middle, so we'll see which side each one goes to. So both Immortals went to their own side. Helps out quite a bit. Red up here on the top, I think they may have given up slightly, given their HP situation going into this game, or into this reset of the Immortals. So there's Jaina coming forward with Johanna pulling Uther in. That is a great synergy between those two. Johanna pulling everyone into Jaina's Blizzard, keeping them stunned, letting her get that Cone of Cold off to its maximum effectiveness. Uther might go down here any second now. It's going to be pretty close on whether or not that dunk will hit him. The dunk hits him, and the Blizzard just catches him right on the edge, and he goes down to both shots. Murky trying to pick up some experience for the red team on the bottom lane. Major immortal fight going down here. Looks like Johanna dies right there. So Jaina trying to come into the fight here. She did go back to use the well and gets a little bit of damage off on Zeratul. Both immortals doing a fair, or about the same amount of damage to them. Red playing it smart, defending their immortal because they know they don't have the DPS to go up against to race them, to race blue out of this. So that singularity strike misses Murky right there. And sorry for these icons, they keep popping up. I'm not really sure what's up with that. So Murky goes down right there. Zeratul pokes forward a little bit, but killing Murky, and Uther actually way overextending right here. Might get himself killed. It's going to be pretty close. As to, nope. He actually manages to pull back out. Zeratul soaking for blue, giving them that XP advantage. If they can get level 7 and get that second tier of talent, or that third tier of talents before red, that will be pretty decisive in the middle of this fight. Abathur laying down some mines here along a very common path. That works out fairly well. Tassadar is actually deciding to change strategies here, saying we need one to push while everyone else defends the immortal. There's Johanna going forward, and here goes Azmodan pushing forward. We have some icons popping up right here. So Jaina goes down in the middle. There's Johanna and Tassadar trying to grab it. Tassidar's going to get down unless he E's, but no, he doesn't get it off in time, and now the red immortal is going to go down here. Johanna's all by herself in the mid with no support. However, Murky is trying to do as much damage to the blue immortal as he can to that angel, whereas I have completely switched tactics and I have gone for just straight up push. Abathur there really should be deep tunneling out. I'm not sure what he's trying to do, and realizes that a second too late as well. Unfortunately for me, the blue team has come up and they are gank happy. So we take a look at our second tier of talents. We have Bound Minion versus Gluttony. Adrenal Overload, so increasing the attack speed. I mean, that might be good for Zeratul. Except Zeratul is missing his seasoned marksman. I really didn't take a look at this early enough, just because I wanted to focus on what was really, or the overall tone of the match. But Zeratul not taking his seasoned marksman at this first is really crucial to this build. It makes follow through much weaker and focused attacks as well. Take a look at his attack damage, 264. At this point, he could have that pretty close to 280, maybe 290. And follow through just gets better and better. And also the focused attack just get better and better with that build. So he's really hurting himself by not taking that seasoned marksman. Johanna's going to go down here, draws the blue team right up to the red team doing the mercenaries. So now we have a big problem right here. There's Tassadar's not going to be able to get out, and we might get Uther for the effort though. Well, it's going to be pretty close. Abathur is going to keep him alive along with a divine, or along with a holy light, keeps him in the fight. Tassadar goes down, and it looks like Uther or Azmodan is going to go down as well to the divine storm, although it does cost Uther his life. So blue has their ultimates now. We have Blackpool, Evolve Monstrosity, Shadow Assault, Divine Storm, and Triple Tap. This is actually not a map that I like Triple Tap on for the most part. Just given how confined and congested the middle is with all of these terrain pieces that limit movement and really force teams to group up. Needs to get Precision Strike is incredibly useful on this map. And Triple Tap can be good. The problem is, I mean, we have two people with extreme amounts of health, and Tassadar who can cancel the Triple Tap immediately when he uses his Dimensional Shift right down here. So I don't know if it's going to be worth it for her in the long run to have used that. And we have the blue team ultis coming up. We have Water Elemental, Blackpool, Falling Sword. Personally, I like the the Shield Stun better. And March of the Murlocs from Murky. That's an interesting one. Usually you'll see Octogram on this. And we also have Tassadar, who has not picked his yet, although I would be a little bit shocked if he doesn't pick Archon. There he does pick Archon. So, those icons are showing up down here again. So they are all over the map. I think I need to update my UI interface. Jaina's going to go down with a shot to the face from that side blade. Although that might cost Nova if she can get there. It's going to be pretty close. The falling sword is going to be completely wasted, as the Archon shot was enough to finish her off. So now we have a 2-on-3 for in favor of the blue team, along with their main healer, although Uther's overextending himself to get Tassadar. Tassadar uses his dimensional shift to push himself out. You can see up here on top, I am just pushing this lane, trying to get my team a little bit even on experience and ahead in siege damage. So we are at the same level now. Unfortunately, the red Immortal is taking a lot of damage. Murky and Jaina doing their best to defend it. And at this point, I basically have free push up here on the top, so this is working out in our favor. And with the reset, that is going to help my team immensely, trying to get back here to defend a little bit and buy me a little bit more time to push. Looks like the enemy team has decided to stop this push. They are thinking they don't like that at all. Let's take a look at our stacks. We have 38 for me. Enemy Azmodan is at 34, so we are basically dead even on that, and they did not like that push at all. Abathur could go down here. If Jaina was paying attention, she could have gotten him. Murky as well, especially since Abathur has not backed off. So looks like the red team is falling back to defend their Immortal, and to basically just use these to buy time and allow our specialists to push. At this point, we've realized that we can't really take these guys in a team fight. Nova and Zeratul make it very difficult for Jaina to get in and do her damage. So both teams have their level 13 now. We have Shrink Ray, Bubble Machine, Burning Rage, March of Sin, and improved Ice Block. Big fight going off here. Jaina's going to go down immediately to the Divine Storm. Johanna uses her Falling Sword, and oh man, Tassadar goes down there as well. But the Water Elemental post-mortem getting quite a few kills for Jaina. There goes Nova trying to get out of there, and she will manage to juke her way out. Looks like Blue Azmodan's realizing that he needs to push as well, and so he's going to do that. He does have the promote, or not the promote ability, but the bound minion ability. Personally, I like Gluttony better, just for the increased healing in team fights, especially with this team composition. So Murky does go down, trying to defend the red Immortal, and Blue is having to spread out all across the map to stop these pushes from going down, although red desperately needs to do some damage to this Immortal. If they let it have full shields, that is going to be really, really bad. So we have the red team swinging down to defend their Immortal, although most of them are taking some damage. Jaina ice blocks to stop the Shadow Assault. I don't know if it's going to be enough. No, it is not enough, but Zeratul and Uther both die for it, so I'd say that was enough. They got a little bit too deep, a little bit too quickly, or a little bit too deep, a little bit too aggressive to get that kill on Jaina, and it actually cost her team 2 kills, and I believe Murky took out Abathur in the bot lane. So I'm peeling off to do some damage to this keep. I know I could take it because 3 members of the enemy team are dead. 2 and the other 2 remaining have to defend their Immortal. So we have Gluttony going off, March of Sin going off, I should say. Not March of Sin. What is that ability even called? It is All Shall Burn. There we go. I just named all the talents for it. And here's red doing some serious damage to the blue Immortal, evening things up quite nicely. Nova and Blue Azmodan coming down. They want this kill. I realize that I'm probably going to die, so I'm just going to do as much damage as possible. Looks like I have a 52 stack on my bonus, and he has a 62 stack on his, so I'm starting to fall behind slightly with that bonus. Johanna's going to go down here. Jaina coming back to the mid lane. You can see we have 19 kills to just 11 kills, but experience is even. And if we take a look at our siege damage, it's actually much higher for my team. You see 73 and 73 versus just a 68 for the blue team. So there's Tassadar firing off his shot. Nice Blizzard to take out Tassadar. Uther getting way too deep with that Divine Storm. I'm not sure what he's doing it. A complete whiff on that dunk from Blue Azmodan. That probably would have turned that fight around, gotten a couple of kills. And Azmodan whiffs way off the edge. Looks like Abathur wanting to push with the Monstrosity. And Red is actually going to end up getting an Immortal here, so that fight took forever. I believe those Immortals were up for close to 5 minutes about. That was very, very long. Looks like the Monstrosity will go down here. And if you can counter that Monstrosity early before it can build up a lot of stacks, that helps a lot. So Blue Azmodan is at 70 with his stack. Red Azmodan is at 72, so back to even. And bottom fourth's going to go down for Red. Blue Azmodan realizing what he needs to do. Troa here. Although he may have overextended and he's probably going to get himself killed. On the other hand, a hero for a fort usually worth it, especially if it's an inner keep. So at this point, 2 members of the blue team are down. And just 1 member of the red team. So unfortunately, it is Jaina. So looks like Red wants to start picking up some mercenaries. Good call right there. And I should back up. I'm way overextending right here. Yeah, that was bad on my part. I realize I'm going to die, so I'm just going to try and launch a dunk off, which I actually do get it off, so I do a little bit of damage here and there. My bonus is up to 84, whereas their Azmodan's bonus I can't look at because he's dead. So looks like Zeratul wants to pick up some mercs right here. Murky pushing forward. Trying to get a bit of a kill, and he will go down, but not before taking out the complete creep wave. So blue will have no push here momentarily. There's Azmodan. Now I can look at his stacks. So 74 to 82. And Merc control firmly in favor of the red team, although blue will negate a little bit of that advantage by taking some kills here. Some mercs here, I should say. So both teams are almost to that level 20 talent. It might depend on who gets that first. We have Demonic Smite versus Imposing Presence for me. I actually picked that up specifically to counter Zeratul, as it will make his attacks a little bit slower if he attacks me, that is. Also, if Nova tends to attack, if Nova attacks somebody with Imposing Presence while she has anti-armor shells, that does a very large amount of damage, or that is a very large nerf to Nova. Little short tier nerf, you could say. She does have 5 stacks of that gathering power, so that could be very useful, because with the Imposing Presence, it slows their attack speed, and with her attack speed already so slow from anti-armor shells, it just makes her very, very nice. Murky gets the March of the Murlocs off in the midst of all that. Does cost him his life, but I think that is worth it to throw out a little bit of siege damage onto not just their keep here, but also take out those minion lanes. So I'm just going to keep some pressure on here and let my team defend the Immortal. About to see if blue decides to peel off and deal with me. I'm not sure if they will. They are focused on trying to get that objective. Zeratul backs off a little bit, and there's level 20 for my team. We have Twilight Archon, Never Ending Murlocs. Oh, Tassadar, use your E! Oh, Tassadar goes down right there, but Uther cost him, and without 20 to have that extra devotion, Zeratul gets way too far in there. Jaina goes down to Nova. That's exactly what I was saying with these team fights not going in my team's favor. However, while that team fight's going on, they are losing a keep. So that is really what I wanted to focus on with this game, is if you don't have a team comp that can team fight, there are still ways to win the game, especially on maps like this one, where the objectives tend to be very long and drawn out fights. You can see my team's not even trying to go for the Immortal, they're just trying to force fights here and there. All ultis are, not all of them are up, March of the Murlocs is down. And once getting that keep, I'm going to GTFO, because I don't want to get killed yet again for a keep. I think it's happened to me 3 or 4 times at this point. So Johanna trying to do a little bit of damage to the blue Immortal. There's Blue Azmodan with 92 stacks on his, so doing very nicely on that. I have 132. So I'm pulling slightly ahead of him, although he can catch up very, very quickly. Murky just going balls to the wall in this building. Just going in here trying to get that kill and not going to be quite enough to grab it, although it is down to 18 health. Looks like the red team has got a decent immortal heal. Johanna's going to go down. No, she gets away with the falling sword. She probably should have used that to get away, especially because her level 10 ability is Heaven's Fury. She did not pick up her shield on death. Tassadar uses his E wisely to get out of there, although it would have been probably better to save that. Jaina takes a couple of those shots for Tassadar to keep him alive. Does need to get behind the gate. Blinks out of there ahead of the Zeratul. Now Zeratul is stuck behind enemy lines, except the wormhole will get him out. And Tassadar is unfortunately dead, but at this point, the enemy core is vulnerable, and I can just push forward here. If I can get the shields down, that would be huge, although I doubt that's going to happen. See just how much energy those shields have. I mean, it's like 6,000 extra health, 6,200 extra health. There goes Nova. Takes a huge amount of damage from that all shall burn. Not all shall burn, from the the Abathur shot knocks me out of my mount at the last possible second, and that is going to be a dead Azmodan for the next minute. Here's Blue trying to take another immortal in this game. Jaina trying to do what she can, although I think this is going to be a blue immortal. Jaina really should come down here and start attacking the enemy immortal, just to give it less shields, a little bit of less siege damage, because those shields do count as a little bit of damage. They fire off ranged attacks until those are over. Uther getting in way too deep here, and I think he's going to end up dead. Murky nicely timed with that Divine Shield, and Uther's walking back into the Murlocs, and it's going to be pretty close on whether or not he dies, and he will die. And with the Divine Hurricane, that is a very dead Uther. So instead of being able to grab the Eternal Devotion, Uther is now dead for the next 52 seconds. And without a way to back up this immortal, it's going to do very little damage, especially now that its shields are down and its health is coming up. See just how quickly it's dropping. It's already down 13,000. And it's only killed one tower. It might get the gate. Nope, doesn't even get the gate. So that was one tower's worth of siege damage for a dead Uther. And that is not worth it at any time, especially this late in the game. So it looks like Jaina wants to pick up some mercenaries here on the bot lane. Or not the bot lane, in the mid lane, I should say. I guess there's not really a mid lane on this map. It's just kind of a mid mess of an area. Zeratul picking up some mercenaries for the blue team. There's Azmodan. Not Azmodan. Abathur, sorry. Throwing up another monstrosity. See how many stacks that thing has. Probably have to look at Abathur himself to see that. So 7 minions absorbed at this point. Tassadar doing a good job picking up some mercs on the top lane. Bottom lane, we have a bit of a team fight going on. Oh, that is going to hurt right there. Nicely done by the blue team. Diving on Azmodan immediately. Johanna's going to go down as well, so that is going to be a 3-0 swing in favor of blue. Tassadar picks up some mercs up on the top along with the help of Jaina, and Red has to go into bunker mode right here. So let's see what they decide to do. I just realized Abathur has barely more health than Murky. You know, 1600 here on Abathur. Murky has 1510. Wow, that's I did not realize that was so short. But thanks to those mercs, Red has been able to take a little bit more of an aggressive posture. And why is the Red Immortal on the blue side of the map and the blue Immortal on the red side of the map? That is not cool. So this could be really bad for the red team, because their Immortal's already down to half health. You can see it has 24,000 out of 48,000. Although Murky goes in there with a March of the Murlocs to force the blue team off, and I think Uther's going to get himself killed right there. So now red is back to full strength and blue is without their support. So red could really flip this around right now. I mean, levels, at this point, levels don't really matter. They are basically dead even. Abathur has gained a little bit more health. Got 50 for that next level. Murky's still just down here. Looks like red is setting up to defend, whereas while Murky and Azmodan put pressure on these lanes. So now Nova takes out Murky right there. His body scoots off when his pufferfish explodes, but this is a really big push coming. Lots of minions and mercenaries. Looks like Nova's coming up top. She wants Azmodan. Don't know if it's going to happen. So let's take a look at our stacks again. 200 for red Azmodan versus 212 for blue Azmodan. So more or less they have been exactly even. You can see it's doing over 1,000 damage now for me. Ooh, excuse me. It has been a while since I have cast anything, and Zeratul will go down right there with his had to blink in to initiate, and without that blink to get out, the wormhole must have been down. So red should start focusing the blue immortal at this point. They have control of the center of the map. Blue has to fall back and defend. So there's a lot of damage going on there. Both of these ultis doing over 1,000 damage. You can see blue has stacked slightly better, but not much. Looks like Nova taking a couple of shots right there, and oh, that triple tap coming out. And with the fast reload, did she get? No, she didn't. She got rewind. That is not something that I would actually recommend with Nova, especially with the build that she has gone. Without getting the double decoys here at 16, I don't feel like rewind is really worth it. I mean, you do get 2 snipes, but 2 snipes is just not as good as 4 clones. And with triple tap, that upgrade is the best upgraded ulti in the game. I mean, you get 3 triple taps if you get kills with them. So Johanna versus Uther, this is going to be the slowest, most boring fight in the world. Neither one of them is going to be able to do any damage to the other. See Uther just playing Ring Around the Rosie with the red immortal. And the blue immortal taking quite a bit of damage from Jaina and Tassadar. We'll see who Zeratul decides to go in on. And he does decide to go in on Tassadar, and he's got a blink out of there. I think he's still going to end up dead. Thanks to one last shot from the water elemental. Murky throwing out some March of the Murlocs on the blue base to deal some siege damage. Those shields down to about half of their usual strength. About 4,385 above the main damage of the core, although they are regenning extremely quickly. So here comes the immortal through the top lane. Murky's egg has died, and I don't think he's going to make it out of the base. Nova went down to hunt that egg. She knew it was down here. But here's the red immortal moving across the map, and with so little siege damage ready to go, or so much siege damage already done by the red team, I should say. This is going to be very, very hard for blue to push back, especially if red hangs back, lets the immortal do quite a bit of the damage. And with the core already here, just throw out a All Shall Burn, try and deal a little bit of damage here and there. And with Nova going after Jaina, she really should have been going after me because I do more siege damage than Jaina. That is kind of awesome. I'm not really sure why. Who's up here even? Is this? That must be Johanna. No, it's not Johanna. She's dead. What is going on up here? Oh, it's the immortal. Oh, that's what it is. The immortal flew off. I wish I could zoom out and take a better look at that. That is kind of cool. The immortal's way up here in the air, and you have Azmodan's All Shall Burn just going up and hitting him in the face. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that game. I certainly did. And once again, I apologize for the very long absence. All the videos that I tried to do during that break ended up being really poor, and I just didn't feel like uploading something that wasn't good quality. So like I said, this video I did like quite a bit. this game, I should say, I liked quite a bit because it shows how you can win when your team composition is a little bit subpar compared to your opponents. This map makes it particularly easy because you can have three or four people defend your immortal while one person pushes the lanes very aggressively. It forces the enemy team to either respond to the push, try and go all in, or try and go all in on the immortal and the objective. And the blue team here really couldn't decide which one of those they wanted to do, and so neither one of them happened. And red was able to pull out the win despite not having a true healer and having Jaina versus the two stealth assassins and the two burstiest assassins in the game. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.